Hello everybody, Randy Adkins here, back for more Shadowbringers MSQ. Last time I just got started and got disconnected from the server and got put back in a 3,000 person queue. So hopefully that doesn't happen this time. So we are here at Fort Job in Lakeland to speak with Lena. So here we go. I want a different pet. A different minion, excuse me. That's fine. So let's get in game. And here we are. The senators that remain no longer have a leader to guide them, but they are no less dangerous. They cannot be suffered to live. If you would wait here a moment, I will gather the others. What's up, Lena? You may not remember, but you have met these soldiers once before, though only in passing. Long have they awaited the opportunity to fight at your side. I was at death's door that day after the Sin Eaters attacked. If you and yours hadn't come along, I'd have likely stepped through, and I wouldn't have been alone. Your courage and selflessness is something we all aspire to. I too was there that terrible day. My friend was transformed into a Sin Eater before my very eyes, and I had no choice but to cut her down. The thought of returning to the field, of holding a blade again, it filled me with dread. But that is no way to honor her or my comrades. And so I have returned. I swear I will not let you or anyone else down from this day forward. A pleasure to meet you, sir. Truly, it seems like only yesterday I watched as you took flight astride an Amaro to go and save the Oracle. Strange to think the Ulmoran soldiers we once locked blades with are now on our side, but we will do our utmost to keep the peace here in Lakeland. We seem to be missing one. Why does this man look like Ardbert? My apologies, Captain Lena. An elderly gentleman asked that I escort him to Clearmelt. It took longer than I anticipated. I'll not begrudge you your desire to help those in need, but a soldier must be punctual, especially when we play host to honored guests. It won't happen again. The name's Thaela. I'm sure you don't remember, but we met once before in the infirmary. I asked you to deliver a message to the Exarch and the Warrior of Darkness. Little did I know that I was already talking to him. Don't give up. Don't give in. I keep those words close to my heart, and the boundless, beautiful skies above serve as a reminder of their importance. My friend got to see the Knight's return shortly before he passed. He left this world with a smile, satisfied with a glimpse of what was to come. But there are countless others who weren't so fortunate. They gave their lives for the promise of a future they'll never know, and so it falls to us to do everything we can to fulfill that promise. No matter what happens, we won't give up. We won't give in. Your heroism has inspired all our guardsmen in much the same manner. Our scouts at the northern staging point have not had the pleasure of meeting you in person. Let us not keep them waiting. Okay. It's all the way up by Home Minister. Well, this is weird. If I hadn't seen him with my own eyes, I'd have sworn it was you who killed that Sin Eater.
Did you slay this eater? Your orders were to await the main force before engaging.
No, Captain. It wasn't us, I swear it. A man came out of nowhere and cut it down before we knew what was happening.
By himself? Certainly it is no light warden, but nevertheless.
It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. I've never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the warrior of bleeding darkness? And he says, no, I'm a warrior of light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came.
A warrior of light?
Why would someone go around calling himself that, though? It was those bastards who caused the flood. I mean, if you were going to pretend to be anyone, it'd be him, the warrior of darkness.
Eh? Oh, I didn't know. It's an honor.
Since the Eater is no longer a threat, our work here is done. Return to your posts.
I had hoped to fight at your side today. But I'll continue to follow your example, and may we meet again.
I apologize for the wasted journey. It seems I overestimated the threat. As for this warrior of light, I do not know who would be brazen enough to take that mantle for his own. Whatever it may once have meant, it is forever tainted by the association with the Flood.
Is it my sweet baby boy?
The Exarch told me the truth of Ardbert and his comrades' deeds, and I am aware they played some part in your own triumph. But to most, they are synonymous with the calamity that befell this world. Still, if this man is minded to destroy Sin Eaters, I may forgive him his unfortunate choice of alias. But that is neither here nor there. I thank you for accompanying me.
I'm it's turning around in my brain. Like, is Ardbert solid again? Is my sweet ghost boy killing Sin Eaters now?
With that concluded, shall we return to the Crystarium? There is a proposal I should like to make.
Forgive me. There is one more thing. personal concern of mine. I had hoped you might have a moment to speak privately.
Of course.
Take your time. I shall go on ahead.
Thank you, Alfie. Okay, one thing I did forget to do is... Hold this up. Yeah, this is only the third out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Third out of 10.
I will not mince words. This matter concerns the Exarch. Though his countenance belies his age, his demeanor never has. He has seen more than any man should and grown ever more weary with time. But I see I give the wrong impression. While it is true he attempted to open a letter with a salmon fillet the other evening, we are not here because I suspect his mind is deteriorating. Nor do I believe him to be so maddeningly unconcerned by the prospect of his own death as he once was. Indeed, the opposite is true. It is for this reason that I seek your advice. Since he returned from the Tempest, the Exarch is not as he was. He seems a different man, a younger man. I know not the details of his research, but when I saw him at work recently, there was a glint in his eye that I had never seen before. He looked happy.
Because I recognized him and called him by a name he hadn't been calling in hundreds of years.
It was as if he had peered into the future and for the first time found joy there. Though it gladdens me to see him thus, I wonder if I should not keep my distance. I fear that my presence will only anchor him to the past, remind him of all the pain that came before.
That's never the right answer. Anchors keep us where we have chosen to be.
Is that so? Then perhaps we might remain as we were, as we have always been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him.
I like Lena. Oh. Always forget this. Always, always, always. Oh, hey, we're rank 20. I'll eat if I have to actually fight stuff, because I think this only... No, I guess it's just XP bonus. Here, let me do that so it's in front of my face. Her mind at ease, Lena is ready to return to her duties. I will not keep you. You and your comrades have much to discuss. I will see the others back to their posts. Alfie, I'm assuming, is back at the Crystarium. Back at the Crystarium. I'm assuming he is in the ocular. Yeah. An adventurer calling themselves a warrior of light. Why would anyone tie themselves to the legacy of the individuals held in such low regard in the first? Warriors of light, harbingers of the flood and all the world's woes. That this wanderer would so boldly claim their title is most curious indeed. 'Tis strange to think how heroes so beloved by the people could be brought so low in so short a time. Alphino tells me a warrior of light has slain the Sin Eater. Quite frankly, I'm not sure what to make of this. Ah yes, I was hoping to speak with you about... On second thought, never mind. It would be rude of me to pry. The others were shocked to hear of what we found in Lakeland. But now that you're here, there is a proposal I should like to make. I have been spending a great deal of time in the Cabinet of Curiosity, and of late I have noted more and more people perusing books on history, the years leading up to the Flood in particular. I suspect they wish to know more about the warriors of light. As well they should, but nearly everything I've come across describes them as sin eaters or worse. Regardless of whether or not this warrior of light is who they claim to be, I worry that their sudden appearance, in conjunction with this renewed interest in their predecessors may lead to growing unrest and fear. If the people of the Crystarium seek the truth, I say we give it to them. I too can attest to the falsehoods found within full many of the cabinet's tomes, with nary a mention of the noble deeds of Ardbert and his comrades. To be fair, they bear some responsibility for the flood, but when the tale is told again and again over the course of a century, I am not surprised to see their roles distorted and them painted as villains. Were it not for the records stored within the Crystal Tower, I would have had no reason to question the narrative. Unfortunately, that knowledge was of no use, for when I arrived here in the first, their reputation had already been irreparably tarnished. That said, there still remained those who worked tirelessly to defend their good name in those early days following the flood. Considering all the good they had done, I find it a wonder they needed defending at all. They brought to justice the man who misused my knowledge to bring about the fall of Verbert. That such heroes could be spoken of in the same breath as sin eaters is absurd. Under normal circumstances, I would agree, but as time passed, those who knew firsthand of their deeds dwindled. In the end, only one truth remained, that they were the cause of the flood. With the world on the brink of oblivion, it was all too easy for the warriors of light to become villains deserving only of resentment and hate. At that point, the truth mattered little. It would not change their lot. Thanks to all of you, however, their lot has changed, and now they may heed the long-forgotten truth. You claimed it was Ardbert who helped you overcome Emmet Selk, correct? Such a revelation would do well to sway the hearts of those who know him only as a villain. I have shared this with a select few, but one and all must be told of his sacrifice. To that end, I say we proceed with Alphino's plan. We call together the people of the Crystarium and recount to them the true tale of the Warriors of Light and the flood that followed in their wake. Well, what say you, Rando? Spread the word, I say. Then we're all of one mind on the matter. Good. Exarch, might I ask you to continue working with Becklug on our means of returning home? The rest of us will see to gathering the people of the Crystarium and the etc. We have to reach out to anyone and everyone who might be willing to lend an ear. With any luck, word will spread and more will accompany them. I have seen many a great and terrible thing in my long life, and as excuse me, as has the Exarch, no doubt. Of man I can say this: his memory is short, his heart fickle. Let us pray that your words reach him. There can be no darkness without light, and so it was that Ardbert was there in your hour of need. The people must be told. Oh, we get to actually talk to the people. Nice. What's in here? It's probably the librarian man. Excuse me. No, this can't be. Surely there is at least one book here that does not cast the Warriors of Light and their deeds in such a negative light. Oh, Rando, forgive me. The Cabinet of Curiosity has been bustling with visitors of late, but I fear our repository lacks the knowledge they seek. The people wish to know the truth of the Flood, of the Warriors of Light. I have searched high and low, but alas, every account portrays them as no better than sin-eaters, abominations worthy only of scorn and resentment. I know they were not always judged so harshly, yet I can find no proof, and I dare call myself a librarian. You would address the people to tell them the truth of the Warriors of Light, of the Flood? How wonderful! You have regaled me with the tale once before, but I should love to hear it again. Oh, and you may be assured I will not come alone. Well, good, thank you, Morin. Where to now? Probably the crystalline. This is probably Katniss Everdeen. Yep. Well. What a coincidence. I was just reading over a letter I received from Grinold not long ago. He says a visitor from the Crystarium found him at the bottom of the ocean, and that he inspired him to reach new artistic heights. Well, I can only think of one person capable of both feats, though I'd say the latter is far more impressive. To think fate could bring the two of you together in such a place. I'm sorry? You mean the Exarch didn't tell us the whole story of the Warriors of Light? Well, whatever's left unsaid, I'm all ears. Good. Because my sweet ghost boyfriend did nothing wrong. And this isn't even like an Emmett Suck did nothing wrong. This is like literally my sweet ghost boy did nothing wrong. Given the information he was given, I suppose. He was manipulated, but he did not consciously do anything wrong. That's probably a better way to say it. Hello, Chesamil. Rando, what a wonderful surprise. Though I hope your being here doesn't mean someone's been hurt. Thanks to you, I've had far fewer patients coming through my door of late, which is a shame, come to think of it. I've had fewer opportunities to test my new medicines. Come listen to me talk about the Warriors of Light. I jest, of course. It's actually been quite pleasant to have a few moments to myself now and then. The truth about the Warriors of Light, but the Exarch has already spoken with me about them. Well, if there's more to the tale, I'd very much like to hear it. Yeah, bring other people. Please, thank you. Okay. So the other two looks like are over here. Bragi. Come to browse wares in the market, have you? Well, I can guarantee you'll have no trouble finding what you need, whatever it may be. Under Yulmor's new leadership, trade has never been more prosperous. Word is that fellow from Daedalus Stoneworks has taken over as mayor. Did he really? Little wonder business is booming the way it is. I imagine it won't be long before all of Norvrand reaps the benefits. But you've not come to talk about the market. Something on your mind? I see. The Exarch did mention they had something to do with your returning the knight to Norvrand. Alright, consider my interest piqued. Nod. Well, well. To what do I owe the pleasure? Whatever it is, I must ask you be brief. With the night return, visitors have been flocking to the Crystarium, and I find myself too busy by half. I don't mind though, seeing the stairs so full of life and excitement. One can almost forget the flood ever happened. The Warriors of Light? Yes, the Exarch has mentioned them before, but everyone knows them now as the Cardinal Virtues. Or are you suggesting there's more to it than that? Yes. Well, you've yet to steer us wrong, so I'm willing to hear what you have to say. Good, thank you. Okay, speak with Alfie. And where is he? Oh yeah, in the etc. It should come as a surprise to no one that I am tired. That's part of the reason why I try to be on streaming earlier, so that I can hopefully stop a little earlier, so I can wind down and hopefully get to bed at a more decent time. But here we go. Those I spoke with at the orchard and the rookery were quite keen to hear what we have to say. For as much hope as they have for the future, the scars of the past weigh heavy on them still. "'Tis good to see the people of the Crystarium so eager to learn the truth. And with this newfound knowledge of the past, they will at last be able to look to the future with eyes unclouded." There you are. Between the four of us, I dare say we swept the Crystarium from top to bottom. Now we need but to wait for the people to gather. Hello, everyone.
Yes, this looks to be nearly everyone. Let us begin, shall we? Though I am usually the first to hold forth at such events, I think on this occasion that honor should fall to you.
They would be more inclined to take the word of the Warrior of Darkness.
Indeed. In light of the subject matter, who better than thee to speak these truths?
And my sweet ghost boyfriend helped me defeat Emmett Selk.
Wicked White. The Warriors of Light did all that?
So they never... I mean, they only ever wanted to help. And when everything they'd done turned to ash, they still carried on.
They gave everything to stop the flood. First their lives, then their souls. And they managed it too, in the end. They saved us. And we cursed their names.
This should go a long way towards clearing the air. Impossible.
You can see him too?
I definitely see something. You don't think it's a ghost, do you?
I still really love Alphino being afraid of ghosts.
Nay, yonder standeth no bloodless apparition, but a warrior of light and darkness both. Ardbert.
What in the world?
It's you! The one who slew the Eater!
That it should be the warrior of darkness who brought the truth to light. You've saved me a fair bit of time, though I have a few words of my own to say, if I may. People of the Crystarium, I am Ardbert, one of those you know as a warrior of light.
I don't... I have this big sense of foreboding right now. Because, like, I don't know, it's just something about the way he was carrying himself, something about the way he was, like, the look on his face, the way he's saying all of this.
That's impossible. You should be dead.
Aye, that I should. But as the world has been given new life, so too have I. I know not why I, and I alone, have been gifted this chance. But I do know this. Only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass.
I don't know if I like this.
The hero who stands before you now, the warrior of darkness, is not of this world. and the day will come when he must return to his home. But this land is our home. And if it is to remain so, now and forevermore, it is we who must protect it. The time to rely on saviors from afar has passed. It is you who must rise. You who must become the new warriors of light.
What? Us? Warriors of Light?
None of us were born heroes, my friend. I was only ever a man with a thirst for adventure. But wherever my journeys took me, I was invariably confronted with the same choice. To lend what aid I could to those in need, or not. And I always chose the former. Any one of you could do the same. All you need is the will to help your fellow man, and the resolve to see it through.
From thine own lips did we learn of Ardbert's fate, and by thy countenance I gather thou art not inclined to recant thy testimony. Yet whosoever this man may be, his words hold truth and resonate with the citizenry besides. For us to voice our doubts here and now would serve but to sow disquiet. 'Twere better we retired unto the ocular and there discuss this matter in private.
Thank you, Urianger, for sharing my sense of foreboding that something is not right here.
Go. I will stay here and watch.
Thank you, Alfie. Like, something is off. Something is very off.
So, that is a warrior of light of the first. I've not had the pleasure of making his acquaintance, but as you all seem to be in agreement, I gather this is no simple case of mistaken identity.
As far as I was able to discern, that was indeed Ardbert. It has been a long time, but not that long. Could he truly have been resurrected as he claims?
See, that's what I don't think so. Yeah, it looks like him and it sounds like him, but it is not him.
Ardbert did entrust his very soul unto thee. I see no reason to question thy judgment.
Nor I. To my eyes, your ether burns as brightly as the day you slew Emmett Selk. That is proof that he is with you still.
Yet that which standeth now before the people is far more than a passing imitation. I am reminded of the cardinal virtues, though a sin-eater he is not. Which leaveth but one plausible explanation.
Da, 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 da. Who's been messing up everything? It's been Ascians all along.
That he is an Ascian.
Who's been pulling every evil string? It's been Ascians all along.
Given their fondness for posthumous possession, I would have to agree. From what I understand, the Warriors of Light will lay to rest in Yulmore by those whom they had aided in life. At the time, some few still remembered them as heroes. Needless to say, 4 of them were subsequently exhumed to serve as the virtues. And if one knew where to look, Ardbert too would not have been difficult to find.
Assuming then that this is indeed the work of an Ascian, my mind inevitably turns to the last remaining paragon to survive the Sundering.
Elidibus.
Yes. Okay. Things that I'm not supposed to know yet are clicking into place now.
That Xenos hath reclaimed his own flesh is known. Thus evicted from his borrowed form and cognizant no doubt of Emet-Selk's failure here in the First, 'tis quite possible the emissary chose Ardbert for his next vessel.
How dare you? How dare you do this to my sweet ghost boyfriend?
Inhabiting the flesh of the fallen. My, that is unsavory. And they do this often, you say?
Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what one may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. Indeed, when Elidibus intruded upon the waking sands, his presence did go unmarked by all save Minfilia and the Warrior of Light. On that occasion, I myself remained ignorant of his coming until after his departure. It was only at a later juncture, when he deigned to appear before me in borrowed flesh, that I was finally able to take the measure of him. In such puppetry do the Ascians engage when they seek to influence the course of history.
And they have gained much by it. Emet-Selk single-handedly built the Garlean Empire in this manner, while the Hebrea came close to conquering Eorzea, having taken possession of Thancred's living body.
Yet it must needs be noted that the Ascians cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels. For were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Hydaelyn's chosen from Ascian influence. Or mayhap other forces are at work. We cannot say for certain.
Whatever the reason, I hope it holds true. I dare not contemplate what might come to pass otherwise.
Is it not peculiar, then, that Ardbert's mortal remains should be susceptible, given that he was once a warrior of light? Or did the final departure of his soul make it possible, perhaps? Regardless, to hear an Ascian use him to call forth new warriors of light boggles the mind.
Not really. Not given what Warriors of Light do on this
Elidibus hath ever
star.
been an enigma, his ostensible purpose being to preserve the balance between light and dark. When he made overtures towards me, however, I was afforded a glimpse behind the mask of the self-appointed emissary. I shall not defend mine actions, undertaken in pursuit of a better understanding of our foe as either wise or prudent. Nevertheless, what little I did glean may now prove useful. Elidibus possesseth a subtle mind, practiced in the art of manipulation. That he...
No.
And now I believe he doth employ his skills once more to some as yet unknown end. Though naught is certain, should my suspicions prove true, we shall have need of all our wits if we are to uncover and thereafter thwart his plot.
Agreed. 'Tis plain that simply speaking out against him will not avail us. At best, it would only serve to confuse the people. And I would hesitate to do anything which might tarnish Ardbert's reputation once more, nor yours by association. That being the case, it may be wise to keep a covert eye on this Ardbert's movements, as we attempt to discern his purpose and how best to mitigate his influence.
His performance appears to have concluded. What now? Go back out and follow him?
It would appear Master Alphino already hath pursuit in mind, and I suspect one pair of eyes shall better serve our cause than half a dozen. Let the rest of us maintain an inconspicuous distance, for the present at least.
I knew there was something off. I knew it. And like I said, now things that I know are coming up that I'm not supposed to know about yet make more sense now. What a despicable practice, appropriating corpses. Such depravity eclipses any horrors I witnessed in the age of Verbet. They must be stopped. We were a hair's breadth from defeat when we faced Emet-Selch, and now we must contend with yet another Ascian. We must tread carefully. We must not act until Ardbert hath made his plans. 'Twould be folly to proclaim him false at this juncture. Indeed. Oh, no. I didn't pick up the quest. With furrowed brow, the Crystal Exarch deliberates your next move. You did well to dispel the falsehoods surrounding the Warriors of Light and their actions prior to the Flood, though I must say the reappearance of Ardbert, or rather, one who appropriated his identity, was a rather curious development. He is an impostor, of that there is no doubt, but to the masses he will appear as a hero returned from the grave. After the Warriors of Light were laid to rest in Yulmore, the people prayed fervently for the gods to deliver them from their plight, prayed that these fallen heroes be born again for their sacrifices. What bitter irony. I, for one, would like to know why Ardbert urged the people to become Warriors of Light themselves. Ere we take action, we must needs ascertain his intent. Let us pray that Master Alphino returns soon with that most essential knowledge. For now, I think it best to apprise Thancred and Reen of our efforts. When we do confront Ardbert, we shall no doubt have need of their strength. Agreed. I think it prudent we all take measures to prepare for what's to come. Beklug and I will continue our research into how we might improve the spirit vessel, that it might one day carry you home. Then I think it time I return to the Greatwood. Until now, everything we have learned of the Ascians has been handed to us at their leisure. But that was one of Emet-Selch's unique failings. I have no reason to think Elidibus will be as forthcoming. Fortunately, I recently received word from Fano that heretofore unexplored chambers have been discovered deep within the Katana Ravel. Almet believes the relics within tell of a great calamity that befell an ancient civilization, that of the Asians, perhaps. They may lead us to the truths we seek. Would you care for company? I wouldn't dream of going without you. When you are ready, make for Fano. Almet and his sisters will be expecting us. My brain first read that as experience us, and that sounds dirty. Then let us be about our tasks. Pray give my regards to the V's. Okay, so this is Asleep Disturbed. So this is the 5th quest out of 10. So we're about halfway done. Oh. I will help the Exarch in any way I can. But the key to solving our problem lies with him and the Allagan Eye. Though I would like to join you in untangling the Asians' machinations, I think it best to stay here and devote my energies to finding a way to deliver the Scions back onto the source. All right, to Fano. You're wet. Yes. It's raining. What's that from? Hmm? Okay, hold on just a second. Okay. I gotta run and check on something real quick. I will be right back. It'll just be a couple minutes. There we go. Okay. I'm back. And sorry about that. I needed to check how loud I was on the actual stream and just kind of adjusting volume. Because it turns out my volume was extremely high. So now I'm just keeping an eye on my volume levels. I'm adjusting the output, not the input, because I think that's a better adjustment to make. So let's get back in game and we will continue. So we are at Fano. And Let us pray these new ruins are not as unwelcoming as the last. The allies of Ronka. My, it feels as if an age has passed since you last graced us with your presence. You look as if you haven't seen us in an age. Is the passage of time really all that different for you, Mistel? Welcome, allies of Ronka. We have accomplished much since last you came. With the Light Warden dead and its minions dispersed, we have at last reclaimed our hunting grounds near Raktika Falls. It was there that we discovered more ruins. Although we ran afoul of no traps while exploring its halls, we determined that the innermost chambers were warded by magic. We were all in agreement. Before any investigation could proceed, you should be summoned. We are grateful that you did. From what you have told me, I strongly suspect that the wisdom my comrades and I seek can be found within. This wisdom could prove invaluable, for we may soon face a foe whose greatest asset is our ignorance. I see. Then it is good that you have come, for Ronka was once home to the greatest of weapons, knowledge and understanding. And it is our duty to ensure that you and yours do not want for either. That said, we must proceed with caution. To have reached the inner chambers unmolested suggests a more formidable deterrent yet lies within. Come now, surely any threats sleeping within the ruins pale in comparison to those we have faced thus far. This is not a game, sister. You should not be so eager to run headlong into danger. Oh, and who was it pining for the return of our allies that we might venture into the ruins, clutching her staff tight, wishing it were... You promised not to tell. Then I suggest we be going. Get back here! Why everybody gotta have a crush on me? Remind me, exactly how old are you and your sisters? On second thought, perhaps it's better I do not know. Pray forgive their overzealous nature. None save we three have been privileged to escort you and yours into the ruins and bear witness to its secrets. Their hearts now burn with a curiosity that is not easily satiated. Please, you needn't apologize. As a seeker of knowledge myself, I understand full well their enthusiasm. And if not for your sedulous efforts to protect the ruins, we would not be afforded this opportunity. Speaking of which, I believe I have kept you away from the ruins long enough. Come, let us make for the Kitana Ravel. Dun, 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 dun. Just going up. Oh, you're not gonna let me. Okay, I was like, you're not gonna let me go here. That's lame. Oh, because I need to go down. I was like, oh, I'm just gonna go up and over, but I need to go down. Alright. Even Emmett Selk was taken aback to find a mural illustrating the final days in these ruins. What other surprises do you suppose lie within? I feel oddly ill-equipped to venture inside, but with you here, I'm sure things will work out. Ready when you are. It is most strange for these halls to be left unguarded. Have care when breaking the seal on the chamber door. Danger surely awaits us on the other side. Ooh, it is recommended that you set aside sufficient time to view these scenes in their entirety. So we're having some cutscenes that are gonna have a fight in the middle because they don't do these solo duties without a fight. To be honest, depending on how it works out, I might even be fighting as someone else because that's a thing that they do now, and it's always fun. So yeah, we're getting a story dump here, so that's nice. All right.
Come. Our new discoveries are to be found this way.
Please follow as we walk literally as slowly as possible because we're in cutscene speed.
The people of Ronka are known to have venerated animals, but these features do not match those of any indigenous species. This is no common beast. Though that much is plain from its proportions.
Lifelike, is it not? One could almost imagine it breathed.
This thing is absolutely coming to life and I'm gonna have to fight it.
Why you... Ugh.
I still think it's gonna come to life and I'm gonna have to fight it.
This owl, by contrast, seems no different from the others we've seen.
The sealed door lies ahead.
See, that's why I like this thing is gonna come to life and I'm gonna have to fight it.
As you see, one statue is missing. I expect we are meant to replace it as before.
Too simple. There will be some additional defense mechanism. Just a moment. There are words carved into the stone. He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber shall instead waken the beast and know his folly. Wait! Don't!
What? But I only... What is happening? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, it lives!
Why am I not surprised? Prepare yourselves.
I'm also not surprised. Excuse me? Oh, wait, is this a puzzle again? Wait, are we playing card games? Is this triple triad? What? You trespass mortal upon sacred ground, and retribution 4 souls have I bound. Yet to heroes proven learned and wise, a comrade's soul shall be their prize. If you would see theirs set free, answer me these riddles 3. It's a sphinx. Deft of paw with kin do I vie. Though sought apart, betterment of the whole our efforts descry. Deft of paw with kin do I vie. Though sought apart, betterment of the whole do our efforts descry. Uh-oh. I'm sorry that you died. With fearsome fang I travel with pack. Together we find harmony, and thus for peace our land does not lack. What am I? This one's a wolf. This one I know. Indeed, 'twas the spirit of the wolf their doctrines praised, that they would know peace and harmony it's too fast. The end of their days. The riddle's answer you did discern, and thus to you a soul returns. On my belly do I crawl, my strength. By my strength does prosperity reign within our hall. What am I? Well, obviously a serpent. Yes, the serpent of Ronka. Desire you that which I yet claim, then we shall play another game. A test of mind and memory. Choose wisely, and you all may yet go free. Twixt these talismans, hide friend and foe. Choose your companions, woe or sorrow, no. Okay, well that's Y'shtola.
mercy.
Ishtola. Dun, 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 dun. I'm good at memory, clearly. Thank goodness. Your comrades are assembled together at last. Yet still there remains one trial you must pass. If you would glean the knowledge enshrined in this earth, I will first take the measure of your worth. Is this just a fight? One worthy of she who the Ronkins extolled must be strong of mind, body, and soul. Yep. Kata. You guys got that.
I will not hold back! Here I come!
Interesting.
I will not hold back!
I forgot about this guy. Come on, Steam, fight with me. Oh, I made it. Barely, but I made it.
Let us see how you handle this!
It's been a while since I played my Dark Knight, so this is just an explosion. So.
Away with you!
This is going to leave a mark!
Okay. Yeah, as soon as like I saw the statue, I'm like, we're gonna have to fight that. And they're like, oh, it looks like it's almost alive. I'm like, we're definitely gonna have to fight that.
Twould seem the magics have returned us. How polite.
She's so sassy.
Now, what have we learned?
Ah, we were bound to run into a living statue eventually. And now we can open the door.
You're surely gonna slap her.
He who would disturb a hero's deserved slumber. A tomb, just as I thought. Befitting a hero.
She is Vis. Could it be the Archmage Tiuna? A legendary hero of Ronka, as you surmised. The tales tell of how she smote entire armies with a single incantation, so potent was her spellcraft. Though she ever fought in the name of peace.
I thought them no more than tales. To think she really existed.
Well, I for one always believed.
I wonder. By the light of fallen stars, great power awakens.
Tiuna was not only a master of spellcraft. It is said she could see truths long lost and hear the voices of men's hearts.
The echo?
Naught less than the echo. In which case, none of this is mere coincidence. A shower of stars setting the sky aflame. And in both this world and the Source, we find individuals within whom a mysterious power awakened at the sight. We can never unpick the why of it. Now, however, I believe we might. Does the scene depicted here not resemble the one we saw when we first ventured into the Katana Ravel? Moreover, does it not recall that which Emet-Selch invited us to witness in Amarot? The final days. If, as the XIV's research suggests, soul and mind share a fragile yet profound bond, might it not be possible for an event to leave such a deep imprint upon the soul that it could be perceived eons later, given a suitable trigger? The echo defies explanation by conventional etherological theory, or shall we say modern etherological theory. But if it is a power that once belonged to the ancients, to souls yet undivided, it would seem I have entered the realm of pure speculation, and I call myself a scholar.
No, like, you're right. That one guy basically told me that I was part of an Ascian soul.
I shall refrain from making any further wild claims until such time as I have evidence.
But I had an Ascian ghost tell me that was true.
Still, I cannot choose but be reminded of our experience in Amarot. Remember us.
History is learned, not lived. We have always protected the tales of Ronka, just as we have protected this place. But we are mindful of what our mothers taught us. We see the past through our own eyes, and speak of it with our own words. Thus do we come to understand it in our own way. But this is not the same as remembering.
Your mothers were wise. Though we witnessed the final days, our impressions could not fail to be colored by our own experiences and expectations. Those who lived through it would have perceived the event quite differently. We must bear in mind that it is no simple matter to keep the truth alive, or it will die with Emmett Selk and his kin. But we have disturbed Tuna long enough. Fanau will serve similarly well as a venue for our contemplations.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Tuna is the reason I took up spellcraft, you know. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine her tomb would be found, let alone that we would be the ones to have the honor to do so. I sorely underestimated the defenses of these ruins. Perhaps Saimet was right to urge caution. We learned nothing of the Ascians, but the potential link between the Echo and preternatural star showers is intriguing. By your pensive expression, I take it the tomb has given you much to think about. That as well. In time, the knowledge you have gleaned will lead to understanding, and thus arm you for what is to come. Before you leave, however, I would speak again of the teachings of our forebears, of histories learned, not lived. The legend of Tuna and her exploits has been told countless times over the centuries, yet as it is handed from one generation to the next, the story changes. With each telling of the tale, there are new flourishes, details changed or lost. We can never truly know how she lived. And we were not there to see it. But we are here now to bear witness to your life. We have seen the change you have wrought, and the echoes that will endure long after you are gone. And though it too will change in time, I swear to you, we shall do our best to preserve your story. I hope you'll forgive me if I don't make an oath of my own, but I think it goes without saying we could never misspeak of your heroism. Perish the thought. So long as we are here, there are none among the Vis who will not know of all you have done for Norvrand. We are not deserving of such reverence, but we are grateful all the same. You can be certain we will have our own tales to tell of the great guardians of Raktika in the ruins of the Ronka. I pray you safe travels then. As ever, we shall await your return with open arms. Okay, so that was... So we're getting ready for an old friend, which is... Okay, so... we are halfway done with 5.2. By all rights, you should be departing for the Crystarium, but Y'shtola does not seem ready to return. Although we learned naught of the Ascians, the insight we gained into the Echo made our trip worthwhile. Before we return to the Crystarium, however, there is a small matter I would attend to in Slitherbow. Might I trouble you to come with me? Of course. Thank you. After we arrive, we should have a brief word with Runa. Oh, good old Runar. You gotta check up on the man who's hopelessly in love with you. I guess I can pay 70 gil and just teleport there. Look, I'm here. Runa appears to be in characteristically high spirits. Well, yeah, he gets to see you, because he's hopelessly in love with you. Rando, it is good to see you. You've arrived at the most opportune time. I was preparing a pot of my famous stew. Come, I will ready a place for you. I'm sorry, Runa, but we haven't the... Please, I insist, it will only take a minute. It will take only a minute. My apologies, Rando. It seems our return to the Crystarium will be delayed. But perhaps only for a bit, if you assist me with my work. I say work, but it is rather more a chore. I must clean my chambers here in Slitherbow from top to bottom. If you would be so kind as to go and fetch a broom from Asgir, we might finish before Runa is done cooking. Who are you? Okay. A broom for Master Matoya? I cannot imagine why she would have need of such a thing, but here you are. It is old but sturdy, sure to suffice. Yeah, thanks. Gotta go next door. Let's get a different pet. I trust Aesir was able to find a broom for us. Well worn. Good. This would prove difficult otherwise. Though I must say, I think I did rather well for not having a broom thus far. Yes, well, you weren't buried beneath a veritable avalanche of books when you entered, were you? Right, anyway, it's time I finished cleaning with the help of that broom. She's gonna magic the broom. Obviously, this is what's gonna happen. You didn't honestly think I'd do it the old-fashioned way. That broom is more than capable of sweeping by itself. Or rather, it will be. Time to rise, to swish and sweep. A tidy chamber you must keep. To this task you shall be bound, until no dust is to be found. In this one particular respect, I have no objections to following in Master Matoya's footsteps. In future, I may need you to remind me the pursuit of knowledge does not preclude other equally important duties, such as maintaining clean quarters for said pursuit. I will dearly miss this place, these people. Oh, Runar. Master Matoya, pardon the interruption, but the stew is ready. Is something troubling you? You've been rather quiet. No, everything is fine, I assure you. It has been a long day, is all. I see. Ishtola, thank goodness you're still here. Oh. Oh! Alize is back. Alfino? I thought you were following Ardbert. I was, though I'm sad to say I lost track of him shortly after entering these woods. He seems determined to traverse every ilm of Norvrland in his quest to spread the truth of the Warriors of Light and the Flood. And it seems news of your address at the Crystarium precedes him at every destination, making his task all the more simple. It remains to be seen To what end he encourages people to become warriors of light themselves. But there is no denying that his words have struck a chord with many. Well, we're all agreed that this is just another Ascian ploy, yes? They've commandeered corpses before, and to no good end. I see no reason to think of this time as any different, especially when it's that of a fallen warrior of light. I doubt we'll learn more if we remain a step behind. His next destination is in all likelihood Slitherbough. Alize, are you certain you should be here? If you're concerned about Halric and the others, you needn't be. Their treatment is going well, but progress is slow and exhausting for all of us. The best thing I can do now is let them rest. So, I believe we were about to discuss how to arrange a meeting with our would-be warrior of light. Before visiting any towns or villages, Ardbert would hunt down and slay a nearby Sin Eater to earn the locals' trust. Our best chance of getting ahead of him is to find one before he does. Thankfully, Thancred and Reen are returned from the empty and have taken up the search. Reen believeth one may lurk beneath the boughs of woven oath. Then it is there we shall start our search. Master Matoya. A warm bowl of stew will be awaiting your return. I look forward to it. Oh, poor Runar. Right, well, let us away. I can sense no other Sin Eaters in this area. I hope this means Ardbert will be coming this way soon.
If you were hoping to vent your frustrations on our Issa friend here, I can only apologize.
Few as they are now, it took us no time at all to track it down.
That suits our purpose perfectly. Now we need only wait for Ardbert to arrive.
Weren't you two meant to be attending to the empty?
We were, and are, but we can hardly ignore the rest of the world. So we thought we might see how things were coming along. From what we can gather, the answer is strangely.
He's not wrong.
Right now, we think we can do more good here.
It is heartening to have all present.
Indeed. We will be glad of the additional hands should matters escalate.
Our quarry has come.
It seems I've lost this particular race. Although I suppose it's only fair. When we first met, it was I who outpaced you. Ravana, was it? But where are my manners? I wouldn't be here were it not for you, and I have yet to say a word of thanks. Poor fellow. He will be sorely missed.
Very well. Let us forego this pretense. After all, it was never you that I needed to deceive. Yes, it is I, Elizabeth.
Obviously.
Through your time in Emetselk's imitation of our home, I dare say you have gained a better understanding of my role since last we met. Not that it matters.
We understand your role, emissary, but not your goal. What is it that you seek to achieve?
I seek to enact the will of the Convocation, of course. If it helps you to think of me as but another Ascian, no different in nature or purpose from the rest, you are welcome to do so.
Once, I would have said your goal was destruction alone. Now I understand that you fight for something you love, just as we do. Yet though we seem doomed to clash, I bid you consider Emetselk's final words. Remember that we once lived, he said. Had he not seen some glimmer of hope in our kind, I do not believe he would have spoken thus.
None better understood your plight than he. His words must surely be worthy of your consideration.
Emetselk. How very unlike you to err so gravely. That one should stray at the end of so onerous a path is understandable, but I had thought you above such weakness. Mayhap you thought the same. Would that I had been present to offer correction. But I shall do so now, as is my duty, and return all to its proper course. As for you, look at yourselves. Look at your history. Look back 100 short years to how your greatest warriors were undone. And now, at but a word from me, you raise your hands in answer like the puppets you are. Naught has changed. You fail, and you fail, and you learn nothing. Allow that which is most important to slip through your fumbling fingers like so many grains of sand, again and again and again, and you would remember us. You do forget yourselves. There is no common ground to be found between you and I, nor do I require any. I have my duty.
Wait!
Well, we have confirmed the identity of our foe at least, and 'tis safe to say his objective is the rejoining.
But we still have no idea how playing the part of a warrior of light will further his cause, nor why he would spur others to do the same.
Really, guys? Like, without even because I don't know any details. I just know, like, specific points of stuff that I'm not supposed to know yet, involving Elidibus. But, so, if he gets other people to be the warrior of light, that's going to increase, it's going to tip the balance, toward light. Because you've got more people who are on the side of light.
Another visit to the Tempest may shed some light upon these mysteries. Whether we are to exchange words or blows with Elidibus at our next meeting, the fact remains, we know too little. Ere our paths cross again, I would learn more of the world that once was, and of Elidibus himself. In this, we would be best served going directly to his home, much as MSQ came to ours.
Though I see the wisdom in thy suggestion, the Amarot we visited is but a phantom born of MSQ's memory. I fear it will teach us little that we do not already know.
Me so sure.
I quite agree. Yet the ruins of the actual city remain unexplored. Given the vastness of the Tempest, I should not be surprised were there more such structures like to those in which the Ondo reside.
Oh yeah. If there's ought to be earned, I want to know. Ought to be learned.
A man after my own heart.
Assuming we are all in agreement, then I suggest we first pay a visit to the Ondo. If anyone can tell us where more ruins are to be found, it is them.
Oh, I kind of want to get that, but... Okay. Let's talk to our friends. Would that I had found the words to deny Elidibus. We are so much more than he believes us to be, and yet... Am I the only one who sees the irony in Ardbert calling us puppets? I hate to leave him like that, Gods, they can't even let a man rest in peace. Thankar told me what La Habrea did to him. I can't imagine how he's feeling right now. Disdain and obfuscation. What is thy true design, emissary? We surely would have you depart from the Tempest without delay. Alfino has the right of it. Let us pay a visit to the Ondo. We should speak with Tolsh'ath first. As chieftain, he is doubtless privy to a great many secrets. Deep disease. So this is starting quest number 7. Of 10. Okay. So, I can return to the Crystarium. Then go to the Amara launch. Then let's see. Let's see. What's that? So I know I've only been streaming for about 2 hours and it's still relatively early, but I am getting real tired. So I think I'm going to call it here. It's kind of a good stopping point because I'm at the Crystarium. But yeah, so let's come back into just chatting and hopefully I will be streaming again tomorrow. But it kind of depends on how I feel, obviously, like it always does. Oh, one thing I did talk about the fact that I needed a new chair. I did get a new chair, and it is very comfortable. But yeah, so I am going to go ahead and end the stream. Thank you for watching. But yeah, so I will see you guys later.